Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cannon Beach Community Church. We're so glad that you're here with us today on this wonderful Sunday afternoon. And this is the faithful crowd that doesn't want to watch the Super Bowl, wants to experience the beauty of music and the gift that it is for us. And so it is my pleasure to introduce to you the Northwest Piano Trio. Founded in 2014, the Northwest Piano Trio is based out of Portland, Oregon, and includes Esther Shim on the violin, Hannah Hildebrand on cello, and pianist Stephanie Smith performing on our Steinway piano. Violinist Esther Shim plays with the Portland Fistful Symphony, the Willamette Master Chorus, and subs with the Oregon Symphony. Cellist Hannah Hildebrand completed her master's degree in cello performance with Hamilton Shifez, she's going to have to help me with that, at Portland State University in 2014. While pursuing her degree, she participated in masterclass with artists such as Takas String Quartet, the Tokyo String Quartet, and cellist Johann Moser and Alban Gerhardt. Pianist Stephanie Smith holds a Bachelor of Music in Piano Performance from the University of Colorado at Boulder, and a Master of Music in Chamber Music Performance from the San Francisco Conservatory of Music. But even more impressive is the way that they play with one another. Individually, they hold an incredible resume for us, incredible skills that they share with us, but to see the beauty of the music that they create together as they look to each other, it's easily one of my favorite groups to come in here to our church. And so please welcome them, the Northwest Piano Trio.
Well, welcome. Good afternoon. We'll be honest, this is more than we were expecting today. We hear there's a conflicting event. Thank you all so much for being here. We do know that when we scheduled this, we did know that this was Super Bowl Sunday. We should have known with the new pope that the Seahawks would be going and that we should be paying attention to that. But we bet on this day, and we're glad that you're inside with us. Today's program is near and dear to my heart. I have had the pleasure of actually selecting all of these pieces, and they're all chosen for different reasons. It's an all-Spanish program, which when you think Spanish, you're probably thinking Carmen. I know Carmen. Maybe you can think of one or two other composers, but this program hopefully will expand your musical horizons a little bit. The most significant tie between all three of these composers is they have excellent mustaches. That is not untrue, but they also lived all around the same time in different parts of Spain. And I hope that you're going to kind of be able to feel this diversity even throughout this program. Same era, same mustache, different music, okay? The first piece that we're going to be playing, or first collection of pieces we're going to be playing, is by Enrique Arbós. And Arbós was born in 1863. And he was kind of, as I read about him, the Spanish Paganini, okay? So he was kind of known for being this exquisite violinist, a little bit flashy, as you will see as I'm playing, annoyingly so sometimes. But eventually he was actually known for being an incredible conductor. He actually ended up He was born in Madrid, but he actually ended up conducting the Boston Symphony, the Berlin Philharmonic, and he actually did a tenure with the St. Louis Orchestra. So he was a world traveler, and he kind of penned down these three different very typical styles of Spanish dances that I think might be somewhat familiar in rhythm, if not in melody. So I hope you enjoy these three pieces.
Thank you. I would imagine that many of you have never heard music by that particular composer before, so I encourage you to look up the other things that he and his mustache wrote. So our next finely mustached gentleman is Enrique Granados. So one of the things that's really interesting about playing Spanish music as a string player is that the most common string instrument in Spanish music, I would say, is guitar, which also happens to be a percussion instrument. And when you make those things for our string instruments, it's really difficult. And he does some really interesting things with pizzicato and what we know as ricochet bowing. So you will notice in those first three pieces that we were doing a lot of that, which makes it really texturally kind of fun to listen to. There's a little bit less of that, however, in this music by Granados. He was in the late 1800s as well. He wrote one piano trio, and he was actually from Catalonia, which is in the northeast corner of Spain. Kind of a very nationalistic place, a really small area in Spain. They have their own language, Catalan, and also Spanish. He, I would say, embodies a lot of romantic lyricism in his trio. We're going to play two movements for you, the scherzo and a little piece called a duet. And I think it's a really interesting blend of Spanish nationalistic music and European romanticism. So it's sort of classical in style, but has a Spanish flair. And we were discussing him before we came out, and one of the most interesting things about him is actually the way he died. He was in New York City during World War I performing, and because of the unstable economy during that time, he insisted on being paid in gold, like actual gold. So he was on his way back via passenger ferry, and a German U-boat sunk the ferry, and he actually made it to a lifeboat with his wife. And when he dove overboard to try and save her in the lifeboat, he sank because he was wearing his gold. So it's sort of a fittingly artistic and dramatic death for someone that wrote such passionate music. And his wife actually survived, but he died that year. So we're going to play two movements from his only piano trio in C major for you, the scherzo and the duet.
Well, we have one more trio left for you, and I mean this quite literally. It is a set of 3 movements, the second of which is just achingly beautiful. And the word I presented to the group right before we started this concert was that the second movement just feels very intimate to me. So I invite you guys to be in that headspace with us. This last piece is written by Joaquin Malatz. And he, again, same time period, but was from the, he was not Madrid. He's from Barcelona. He's from Barcelona. Again, incredible mustache. But he actually spent a lot of his time in France. And it was interesting because we just played some chansons on a program last season. And as we were reading this, we're like, wow, this sounds so French. And then sure enough, we went to look him up, and he actually dedicated this trio to chansons. And when I looked up where he had studied, it was a lot of Parisian French influences in his work. So he's primarily known as a pianist. He hasn't written too much, but this trio is really, really lovely and a complete different take. There are definitely moments where I'm like, oh, there's a Spanish kind of harmony, something that I think of as Spanish, and then other times it just feels like we're in France, and I'm looking for the cheese. So there is plenty of cheesy moments in here. I hope you enjoy them, and 3 movements of Joaquin Malatz trio.
Thank you so very much. There is so no encore. I really want to say special, just another awesome programmer that Esther Shim is. What an amazing concert. We were joking, the Arbos, the first three, were all like smiling at each other, and then the Granados happens, and then the Malats just wipes the smile right off your face. We're like, okay, here we go. So thank you so much for introducing me to these composers. I know Granados as a pianist, but I don't know the other two. So hopefully you enjoyed the program as much as we did playing this. We are the Northwest Piano Trio, Hannah, Stephanie, Esther. And we do operate on donations, so there is Ye Olde basket. We will not be getting on a boat, so if anybody wants to put gold. Knew there had to be a joke in there somewhere. Anyway, thank you so much. Checks are great. You can go to our website to donate. We also have a Venmo account. We are at Northwest Piano Trio. So any of those, and we just thank you so much for your generosity. It really does encourage us. We will be back, and the next time we will have guests with us. There are small flyers out front on the way out if you want to take some of these and hand them out to spread the word. We are back with Classical Broadway. So these are classic Broadway songs, and it's really some great, Rodgers and Hammerstein, just beautiful selections. Beloved Broadway classics arranged by, I want to say the arranger's name, Scott Crandall, has arranged this for the piano trio, and we are collaborating with Ping and Wolf Opera. I want to be sure and get Jocelyn and Zachary's business out there, and so that will be April the 19th. We are in Astoria the day before. Come here. Be here, right? Sunday, April 19 at 3 p.m., and of course in Portland. So we hope that we see you again. Thank you so very much. This really is our home away from home, and we really do love being here. It is such a comfortable, warm, loving space and wonderful audience. So shout out to everybody online that is watching, and take care. Thank you so very much for coming.